Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about the new Marshall JCM900 20-watt high-gain dual reverb studio amp. Let's listen to a song that you heard just a glimpse. I wrote inspired by this amplifier. The signal chain is one of my signature ESP Japan custom shop Eclipses with EMG 81, 85. I'm only using the 81. Straight into the amp, into Mesa Boogie oversized cabinet with V30s, mic'd with SM57 and Royer 121. Heavy metal. All right. Yeah. The new Marshall JCM900. I remember that back in the day when these came the first time, Yes, I'm that old. I wasn't that big of a fan because, you know, I'm an 800 guy, or later years Plexi also. But man, this is this is actually great. I mean, no pedals in front. It stays tight like you hear. There's nice sustain. There's gain. I had the gain almost maxed. Not almost, but not almost. Not completely, but almost. So yeah, let's go through the specs first. I need to cheat because this isn't mine. I borrowed this from a local music store, great music store here in Switzerland called Musix. Thank you for letting me borrow gear again. So power 20 watt, and it's switchable from 5 to 1 watt. There's a, you know, switch behind. It has two ECC83, which is 12AX7s preamp tubes, or valves, like it says here, and one ECC83 phase splitter, and two 5881 power tubes. What these used to have back in the day. There's two, so there's real big, you know, bulbs, not small stuff. Two channels. There's like a clean or kind of vintage, semi-dirty, and then this. Well, this goes from kind of vintage to this like high gain, what I'm using now. Basic EQ, presence bass, middle treble, and yeah, your normal speaker out. Each channel has reverb, and then there's an effect loop with level control, Fuge, which is included. I don't have it here. It's in the package. It weighs 11.5 kilograms. All right, so yeah, let me show you the controls. I'm gonna film here so you'll see better. So there's your channel, which you can switch with a full switch. Then your B master, which is the higher gain channel, reverb. I don't use reverb. I'm not a big fan of reverb, especially on distorted high gain guitars. Channel A master volume. They share the EQ controls, and then there's your channel B lead gain, high gain, and then the clean channels gain. And that's about it. And you can see my settings there. Presence 6, bass 8, mid noon, treble, hair below 7. Gain is, well, this goes to 20. It's better than, you know, Spinal Tap, because their Marshalls only went to 11. So this goes to 20, and the normal channel or clean channel, that goes to 10. So I think I have it on, maybe it's 18 then. Now you know the controls, and let's tweak this a little bit. So let's start with the gain. And yes, I will compare this to my 800 and also to JCM900 TSL100's clean channel. That's why I have the power station here, so I match the levels. But anyway, gain. So it goes kind of this, you know. Now it's maxed. The amp stays tight. You know, there's really no need for SD. Probably if I would use this live, I would probably dial a kind of semi, this kind of sound, which cleans, and then use SD just to get a high gain. And then I would increase the low end also. But you know, this amp doesn't really need, and this has the second channel, so what am I talking? I wouldn't probably need SD with this one. They're kinda, when it's full, it kind of starts to go a little bit, so there. Yeah, it's the 18. Okay, then presence. Presence is completely different than on an 800. This is more like a not upper mix, but on the higher side. know, this is actually, I think this is lower than treble. Yeah, the treble is higher. Where it opens, where it's, well, I guess it was there, below 7 a little bit, but the presence is interesting. It's kind of like, I don't know, 2K, 3K, somewhere there. Not 4K where there's this harsh stuff, so it's definitely lower, the presence is lower. These are volume controls, as you probably know, to certain frequencies what the designer has designed them to control. So yeah, this is interesting. It's 6, and then lows. Lots of lows. And obviously your cabinet and how you're miking that cabinet affects lows, because I'm having the 57 and a Royer 121, and the Royer really picks up the lows nicely. Kind of how the cabinet sounds when you're in front, and then 57, I'm sure SM57 adds that bite. That's my favorite combination. And the Bookie cabinet it's just great. Okay, then Mitch, really scooped. Hey, wait a minute, Mitch? The presence and the Mitch, they're not that far from each other. Yeah, you see? Interesting. Kind of where it opens around noon. The treble we went through already. Okay, so now where we are on the high gain channel, let's compare it to 800. With 800, I'm having an SD one in front because 800 doesn't have that much gain. So you need the SD to overdrive the first preamp tube to get more gain, and also it tightens the sound a little bit. So now I need to switch the channels because this is insanely loud. The master is 4. I'm imagining like a couple of hours, not that much. And then the Marshall it's in its sweet spot, and I'm imagining like it's 1 o'clock. This is like 2:30. So the volume difference isn't that big. It's like volume difference between a 100 watt and a 50 watt amp. It's like 3 dBs. So it's not 50 watt amp isn't half as quiet, or 100 watt isn't half as louder. It's more sound difference than 20 watt amp. This is really tight and kind of focused, almost, I'm not gonna say 2-dimensional, but not as 3-dimensional as you hear soon, like a 100 watt amp, and then 50 watt is somewhere in between. But like you heard in a mix, works great. Okay, so I'm just gonna play that same main riff. I guess there was still a little bit volume difference. The 800 was louder, but you heard what I meant. So 100 watt amp, because there's more tubes, bigger transformers, it just sounds wider and bigger. And 50 watt is somewhere between, and 20 watt it's more focused sound. And you know, the 800 is just like, this is just kind of tighter and more focused. Great sounds, but you know, there's a reason why I have 100 watt amps. But I would be totally fine to record and play with this. All right, cool. So that was that. Then let's switch to a clean channel. Press here. Let's choose the neck pickup. And now since we don't have that much gain, and you know, whatever, because the EQ is the same, I feel it's a little bit dark. So if I would use this live, I would probably have an EQ pedal maybe in the loop or in front, just to get a little bit more highs to the clean sound, because it's a bit dull. But let's, well, like an hour treble, much better, and then a little bit less mids. And then the gain is now at 4, 11 o'clock. I will increase it. So you get kind of these old school plexi-like tones when you crank the gain. Put it back to 4 so it's completely key. Let's add chorus. Okay, let's check the reverb too. Reverb is great too, if you like reverb. Okay, now let's compare it to the GSL. So I'm having the chorus on. Now this is the 900. Then the GSL. Oops, that is loud. Okay, back to the 900. It starts to add power amp distortion, power tube distortion. 6 is 1 o'clock is kind of the sweet spot for the clean master. Get back to the TSL. This has a little wah sound. The TSL's clean channel is probably the best clean channel there is. Clean sound. It's my favorite. I like it even more than the rectifier, Moretto's clean, which is great too. But you know, this is great. Not as great as the GSL's clean, in my opinion, but still a great channel. Let's move back to the 900 and then switch here. Yeah, there's this little wah. Better. So the mids are almost off and I reduced the bass and presence. Let's add a little bit treble. it's a great sound. I would, if I would record with this, I would EQ that out, because I know that it will start to bug me in the mix. Or then maybe it works just fine in the context of a full mix. You never know. But yeah, then let's go back to the overdrive channel. And now I'm gonna show you the sweet spots, because each amp has a sweet spot. That's why this Friday is great, because I can find the sweet spot of the amp and then tame it down a little bit so that I'm not frying my mic pre's or whatever. Obviously I could dial that too, but I just do it here because I don't really need to care that much about loudness levels, because the cab is in another isolated room. But I just use this to find the sweet spot. So here, 2 o'clock 7, you start to hear the power tube really distort. It's kind of like a plexi. This could be the sound you want. For this song, this wasn't the sound I wanted. I wanted to just like where it opens, here, where you get the full end, but the power section still stays clean. Not like, not the power tubes are. So around noon, and then with the fryet I can, not now because there's no attenuation, it's distorting the pre's. Find the sweet spot where it's add some mids. Conclusion. Well, Marshall is always a Marshall, and this doesn't disappoint. It's actually better than I remember that the 900s were. Maybe they've changed something from the original 900s that came in the 90s, or then my taste has changed, or then I had a wrong cabinet or whatever, but at least it sounds really good with the boogie cabinet mic with those 2 microphones. Check out the links from the description below to music site where you can buy this amplifier, and then to Marshall's site for more information. And yes, as soon as music's got the new modded 800 and modded plexi like mine, I will check them out and I will compare to my old 800s from 80s. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this informative and even entertaining. Until next time, take care. Bye.